Do you know affiliation in both defense industries and the United States Armed Forces, as well as organized the March on Washington in 1963? Asada Philip Randolph was born April 15th, 1889 in Crescent City, Florida. His father was James William Randolph, and he was a preacher, and his mother, Elizabeth Robinson Randolph, and she was a skilled seamstress. Randolph moved to Harlem, New York in 1911 and soon joined the Socialist Party in 1915. He then began publishing a magazine called The Hotel Messenger to advance his socialist views and rally fellow African Americans around their cause. In 1918, Randolph was arrested and briefly jailed for sedition for their public criticism of Woodrow Wilson's presidential administration and his policies during World War I. In the summer of 1915, Randolph received an invitation from a group of porters from the Pullman Palace Company in Chicago. The company hired mostly African American men to serve white passengers aboard their luxury railroad sleeping cars. Pullman porters were generally paid lower than their white counterparts and were subjected to awful working hours and conditions. Following the meeting, Randolph agreed to help organize the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters, the nation's first predominantly black labor union. In 1934, Congress amended the 1926 Railway Act to cover sleeping car porter workers, and this made it illegal for Pullman to fire workers from the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters, paving the way for Randolph and the Brotherhood to win a collective bargaining agreement and sign a contract with Pullman, recognize them as a union, and reduce porters' monthly working hours and raise their wages. Randolph was also an outspoken advocate for racial equality. In 1941, he announced a large protest at Washington, D.C. aimed at convincing President Franklin Delano Roosevelt to end racial discrimination in the nation's defense industries. Roosevelt responded with Executive Order 8802, which opened the war industries during World War II to black workers and created the Fair Employment Practices Commission. In 1948, Randolph helped persuade then President Harry Truman to desegregate the United States Armed Forces with the passage of the Universal Military Service and Training Act. Randolph would also help organize several other protests on the nation's capital throughout the 50s, including Pilgrimage of Prayer in 1957 and two youth marches to protest the slow pace of school desegregation. In 1963, Randolph, working with fellow activist Bayard Rustin, to spearhead a massive march on Washington. That event led to nearly 250,000 people gathering to hear civil rights leaders speak, including Martin Luther King, at the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. Also in 1963, Lyndon B. Johnson awarded Randolph the Presidential Medal of Freedom for his career in activism. Randolph retired as president of the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters in 1968, and he spent the later years of his life living in New York City until he died in 1979. He was 90 years old. December 1st, 1955, Rosa Parks was commuting home from her job at a local department store. She was riding in the front of the colored section. When the white seats filled, the driver asked Parks and three other blacks riding on the bus to vacate their seats. The other black riders complied, but Rosa Parks refused. She was then arrested and fined $10 plus $4 in court fees. Rosa Parks and her husband were active in the local chapter of the NAACP, where she served as a secretary. Upon her arrest, the local African-American leaders determined that she would be an upstanding, sympathetic plaintiff in a legal challenge of the segregation ordinance. Approximately 40,000 black bus riders then boycotted the busing system on December 5th. African-American leaders met to form the Montgomery Improvement Association, and the group then elected Martin Luther King Jr., who was the pastor of Montgomery's Dexter Avenue Baptist Church, as the president of the MIA. It was decided that the bus boycott would continue till the city met their demands. Initially, the demands didn't even include changing the laws. The group simply wanted courtesy, the hiring of black bus drivers, and a first-come, first-served seating policy. However, the NAACP decided to sue the city in the United States District Court, seeking to have busing segregation laws invalidated. The city initially resisted complying with the protesters' demands, but African Americans represented 75% of Montgomery's bus ridership. On June 5th, 1958, a Montgomery federal court ruled that the law requiring racial segregation seating on buses violated the 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution. The amendment guarantees that all citizens, regardless of race, equal rights and equal protections under the law. The city would appeal to the United States Supreme Court, which upheld the lower court's decision. The Montgomery buses were then integrated on December 1st, 1956. Do you know Bayard Rustin? He was a leader of the civil rights movement, the socialism movement, nonviolence movement, and gay rights. In 1937, Rustin joined the Young Communist League because he was attracted by their political views on race. But the group's focus shifted during the start of World War II to support the Soviet Union as opposed to racial injustice. So he left the organization and shifted his attention to socialism. He joined the Fellowship of Reconciliation in 1941. During this time, he met his mentor, A. Philip Randolph. Randolph persuaded Rustin to meet with Martin Luther King in 1956 to show support for the Montgomery bus boycott. The meeting with Rustin would change King's life. Rustin encouraged King to accept nonviolence and abandon his armed protection, including his personal handgun. Rustin's nonviolence would become the cornerstone of the civil rights movement. Rustin became a member of King's inner circle during the 1950s, but many within the movement considered Rustin to be a liability. Tensions would come to a head as plans were being made for a march at the National Democratic Convention for presidential candidate John F. Kennedy. Democratic leaders then sent Black congressional Congressman Adam Clayton Powell to stop the march using Rustin's sexual orientation as a weapon. Powell threatened King, telling him that if he proceeded with the march, he would accuse King of having an affair with Rustin. After this, King would reluctantly decide to distance himself from Rustin, and Rustin would resign from the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. Rustin would continue his work with Randolph on civil rights issues, but outside of the SCLC. King would slowly integrate Rustin during the Birmingham campaign of 1963. So when the March on Washington started to take shape, Rustin was already involved. Rustin still had many detractors within the movement who vehemently opposed to his involvement. So King and John Lewis came up with the plan. A. Philip Randolph would be in charge of the march, and Randolph would appoint Rustin as his deputy, and Rustin would actually lead the march. While making arrangements, Rustin's past and personal life once again tried and stopped the movement. When Senator Strom Thurmond brought national media-wide attention to Rustin after claiming that the march was being organized by communist draft-dodging homosexuals. But the threat had lost its effectiveness. King came out in support of Rustin, as did many of the leaders within the movement. The March on Washington went on to be more successful than anyone ever imagined and marked the turning point for the civil rights movement and Rustin. Rustin died in August 4th, 1987. His fight for nonviolence inspired the civil rights movement. And in 2020, President Barack Obama posthumously awarded Rustin the Presidential Medal of Freedom for his unyielding career in civil rights activism. Thank you. I'm your host, Country Boy. And if you like this, you love this, you can find more like this at onemichistory.com. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, you can do so on my Buy Me Coffee or my Patreon page in the description below. Please give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and support the YouTube channel. Peace.